Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Hutt's F1 Gaming League. We're here at what could, well, is almost certainly going to be a title-deciding race between TomTom and Jordan. Let me just check my audio levels, because I'm always fretting, thinking I've got something wrong. That sounds good enough to me. I've just noticed, though, that for some reason, headset microphone is apparently the, for the Xbox 360. Excuse me? That's not my... That's not the default input device. At least it shouldn't be. Fortunately, I'm using something else for the stream. So, unfortunately, I didn't get the standings until after I'd started the stream, so we're going to have to go off... gonna have to go off what I'm about to tell you. With one round remaining in the championship, after this one, TomTom leads the way on 250 points. Jordan is a single race victory behind, 225 points. Of course, that's not the full amount of points in the season. There's 52 left up for grabs, at maximum anyway. That includes fastest laps. So all TomTom needs to do is outscore Jordan, I believe, by at least 2 points. Which should not be difficult, but even if they finish 1-2 and Jordan gets... And well, if they finish 1-2, then that's TomTom winning anyway. But if they finished 2-3, there's 3 points between second and third position. 3 points. And if Jordan finished third and got fastest lap, it wouldn't be enough to overhaul TomTom. Yeah, so TomTom needs a 27-point lead into the beginning of next round. At least I think so. Maybe my maths are a little bit wrong. In terms of the constructors' standings, it's still a pretty close fight there. Aston Martin, 319 points. Mclaren, 300. It's a bit closer than it is in the Drivers' Championship, but still not that close. So we'll see how these drivers can go. Will go here. Could be 2 championships decided in one night. Now, I do know that there is no audio at the minute. That's because I have the game audio completely turned off, I think. Nope, it's just because I was tabbed out. So. Oh, thank you, controller. The instant I pick it up, that's when it decides I'm gonna disconnect and stuff. Even though it's a wired controller, it cannot disconnect by itself. Right, so we're here, we're watching Parazod. We might as well watch Parazod. We've been watching him essentially since I started talking about the standings. No times on the board just yet, so I don't know who our benchmark setter is going to be. It looks like it could be Sherlock or Big Six. I think it's gonna be Sherlock, actually. So Sherlock sets the benchmark 132.262. His teammate Big Six will be just across the line just moments later and instantly sets the benchmark 131.8. Parazod is heading down the second DRS straight here and going onto the new straight where turns 15, 16 used to be, as Sork now resets the bar at a 130.5, as Brains can only manage a 131.7. Parazod heading into the final corners now, as Bengal now resets the bar, and Parazod goes P3, 131.6. Bengal has now taken provisional pole at a 130.3. And then gets beaten by Adrian, absolutely trounced. 128.7 is the new time to beat. That's going to be a difficult one to beat. Last week's pole sitter, Donchi, coming through the final chicane now. And not getting a great exit, a bit of wheel spin, a bit of a slide, and going quite wide at the final corners. 129.6. Not bad, to be honest, even with that slide. Angel, the last man on the flying lap at the minute, as everyone else is either in the pits or on an out lap in the case of Elias, who has just had no, it wasn't. That's Hyrie, who's currently in P2, as Angel puts his car provisional P9. Both Mercedes into the pits. Elias still on his out lap, having to make way for a little bit of traffic in the form of the Ferraris, and then the Red Bulls are going to be not far behind. The only real man we can watch at the minute. Oh, we do have a couple of cars coming out. A green Aston Martin and an orange McLaren. Is it the Aston Martin? No, it's Biscuit who's coming out and has instantly gone on to the runoff for some reason. And it's 30, so it's the deuteragonists in the championship, the teammates of the championship leaders. Meanwhile, Elias has begun his flying lap. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him in the form of Biscuit, and someone's just completed a lap. Oh, I thought he was going to go wide and hit Biscuit there. He's got company behind him in the form of Pookie, who I think is trying to set a flying lap as well. He's just going so much faster than Elias here is. I mean, look at this. He's used up a lot of his battery and he's been held up, so this is going to have to be an aborted lap. Oh, and Elias gets it all wrong. So this lap already compromised, being held up by a slower driver. What's his sector 2 going to be like? Yeah, 2 seconds slower. That is Elias going to be 2 seconds off the pace. Around 132-ish. So, who is that? That's Sork on an in-lap. He's invalidated. Pookie gonna go for another attempt. Ooh, wrong button. Biscuit we will look at. I don't like that way of doing it, but eh. So, through 1, 2, 3, and now turn 4. Little bit of a slipstream ahead with the DRS. Is that a Williams? No, it's a... Yes, it is a Williams. The 1 Williams... No, it isn't a 1 Williams. It's actually a full grid. I didn't realise. That was Brains being overtaken. I need to mute my phone briefly. There we go. And the Ferrari getting out of the way as well. Didn't catch what Biscuit's Sector 1 time was like. We'll see what his Sector 2 is like, though I don't really have much of a benchmark to put it against. More cars coming out, including TomTom and Jordan on their outlaps as well. This qualifying going to be absolutely crucial. We'll have to see how things shape up from here. Down this temporary straight towards the final chicane. And the final corners, getting very close to the wall there. Shifting down for the final 2 corners and across the line in a 130.0. 7 thousandths off of Gladius's time, which is a provisional P5. But expect this order to change because there's still some cars lapping, including Surtee, who's just put in second fastest time of the session so far. Next up we have the Unas. It almost sounds like something of Stargate. Very slow time. Slowest time so far. His teammate Marty is starting his flying lap, as is TomTom. Oh, Adrian's had a disconnection. So this is a man to watch right here. TomTom, championship leader, champion-elect potentially. 25 points ahead of Jordan. These laps in this qualifying session going to be absolutely crucial. He needs to try and secure that championship. Where is Jordan? He's still in his out lap. He is currently on the second straight. The temporary straight. Meanwhile, into sector 2 is TomTom. Who do I think will win today? Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. It's generally quite difficult to overtake around here, so whoever qualifies on pole is more than likely gonna win. Oh, where did that come from? Sector 2 is purple, but I think that's just an F1 game thing. 104.005. He completed that in, which sounds pretty quick. For a 2023 F1 car, at least. If it was a 2020 F1 car, it probably wouldn't be that quick. Approaching Williams FW42 times as TomTom across the line, and it is not a great lap in comparison to Adrian. It's only a 129.0, but all he has to do is finish ahead of Jordan. Now Jordan, coming through the old sling section across the bridges here, the name of which I cannot remember. Through the hairpin and down across what is apparently another bridge, I think. I don't know. I could swear that I saw images from the real life Grand Prix that showed that straight was actually on a bridge, but I cannot remember. Maybe it was just my memories, my dreams being strange. Jordan now getting close to the wall on the exit of turn thingamajig. Across the line, it's a 129.2, which is not enough at this rate. Only enough for P7. It's gonna be a difficult race from that position, and would certainly spell the end for his championship hopes. Costa has invalidated. Marty is on an in-lap, I would imagine. TomTom also going to be an in-lap. Elias has invalidated. He's not been able to get a time on the board. Angel begins another flying lap, currently P15. We'll see what he can do. He's wearing Kimi Raikkonen's old number 7. Is he going to be as cold and stoic as Raikkonen? Will he do what Raikkonen used to do at Ferrari? He'll do 2 purple laps and then 2 purple sectors and then mess up in the third one and only go P4. We've got a car going very slowly. It's a Mclaren. I wonder, who is that? Is that Jordan? In fact, it has to be Jordan, so something's gone wrong with Jordan there. Doesn't matter too much, though. It is just his in-lap. And of course, I was so distracted, I didn't catch what Angel's Sector 1 time was, if it was an improvement or not. Down the straight here. Towards the not a hairpin. 858 up. 0.8 of a second. Which stands to put him in quite comfortably into the 130s. At this rate, it would look like a 130.5? Yeah. Around a 130.5 if he keeps that pace, which he doesn't. He improves by 1.1 seconds. So a much better lap from Angel, though it's only enough for P12. And Jordan, very slow. What is going on with Jordan's car? Why is he going so slowly? It's not like he's run out of fuel. I mean, it does sound like he's on low fuel mode, but still. Going to be a very late return to the pits, and I can't see the timer because caution, sector 3. But that will end the moment he comes into the pits, and we'll see how... Oh, 2 minutes 43. It's going to be very, very tight for Jordan. He spent so long dawdling out there, it's going to be quite difficult for him to get out and do another lap. At the minute, his teammate Surtees is in P2 and could potentially get pole here, because it looks like Adrian... Nope, Adrian is coming out. He has managed to reconnect. So Adrian looking to secure his pole position, Surtees looking to nab it, as is TomTom, and Jordan has a lot of work to do. He's only just been put back into the pits, and now it's time to reset the car and leave again, because 129.291 is not enough. But it's going to have to be a very quick outlap, and it doesn't look like he's coming out. No, there he is coming out. It's going to be a very, very late lap. Fortunately, the lap times around here are going to be quicker due to the old stadium section not being in the lap, so he should be able to make it, as Hyrie is going to be the first man to start their final flying lap. Car number 72. Into turns 1, 2, and 3 we go. Nicely does it. What can the Czech driver do? Can he improve? Can he nab a surprise pole position like Domchi did last week? DRS wide open on the run down towards turn 5. Sector 1 will be completed in almost exactly the same time as he did before. Marginal improvement. It says purple, that's more of a personal purple, it's just the game being weird, I'm pretty sure of that. 5, 6, 7, now towards... actually, no, this is more like turn 10? I don't know. Singapore. Lose track of all the corners across the bridge. Into the hairpin. And the DRS will open again right now. On the run towards turn... thing, I don't know, and actually he's lost a bit of time, so he has to get the final sector on point. What can he do here as we head into the chicane? And he has a car ahead. I think that's Jordan. It is Jordan. He's invalidated his outlap, but oh dear, oh dear. Jordan didn't cross the line in time, and I think he invalidated anyway. Hyrie did not manage to improve. Where is Caster? And more importantly, where is TomTom? Coming through the bridge section. Adrian right behind. Surtees is about to cross the line. Where is Surtees going to set the benchmark? Is he going to do it? He cannot surpass Adrian by the skin of his teeth. TomTom now into the final sector, the final real straight before the, what's it called, the start-finish line, the timing line. Domchi has managed to go P3 provisionally, but TomTom, I think, is improving. I haven't been paying attention to the sector times. Where is TomTom going to go? He manages to go provisional pole, but Adrian pips him to the post by 0.3 of a second. Brilliant lap. And then Caster goes P2. What a lap from the Williams. And Marty in the Haas goes P4. Gladius manages to pit Donchi to P7. Pookie is going to cross the line momentarily. Currently P11 goes up. Does not go up. Had a poor lap. Sork has invalidated. So that is your order. Adrian from Caster, from TomTom, who's looking quite comfortably into... Yeah, it's looking like... Hang on. If things stay the same way, then TomTom's going to win the championship quite easily. Marty, reserve driver, I believe, putting a Haas into P4. What a position for a Haas. Surtees is the lead McLaren in P5. Gladius, P6. Domji, P7. Hyrie, P8. Jordan, a disappointing P9. He's got a lot of work to do from there. And Bengal finishes off the top 10 in the Ferrari. Pookie in the second Red Bull is on pole position for Formula 1.5. I've got hiccups. Why do I have hiccups? Oh, come on. Hang on. Be right with you. And I've still got one. Come on. I think this is the first time on stream that I've ever somehow managed to get hiccups. This is gonna be very, very irritating. I'll do my best to commentate, but at some point I'm gonna have to hold my breath and force my diaphragm to behave as we get the 5 red lights coming on for Huts Gaming F1 League. It's lights out and away we go. That's the wrong button. It's looking like a pretty good start for Costa, who's managing to hold on to P2 ahead of TomTom, who had to do a little bit of defending from Marty in the Haas. There's already been a couple of positional changes. There's been a crash at the back. Oh dear, that's Pookie and Bengal coming together. I need to hold my breath at some point. We need a safety car. Please, a safety car. One time we need a safety car. Look, Surtees goes side by side with Marty. Had to go off track though. Marty defending like a pro. Oh, the second half of the Unal is now dead last. Oh god, we need a safety car, please. Oh, Biscuit has gone off now at turn 5 or something. This is gonna be okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to hold my breath here for a moment and try and reset my diaphragm. Usually that does the trick, so we'll see. Held my breath, held my nose. Usually that resets my diaphragm and stops me from hiccuping. We'll see. Oh god, it is. It really takes a lot out of me too. I hate hiccups, I really do. So, Adrian leading the way by almost 1.5 seconds. Jordan has managed to crawl back a couple of positions. He's up to P7 now, but still outside of the championship. Oh, look at that. That is Domchi going up the other side. Oh no, and he makes contact with Surtees. Oh, well, that's gonna definitely get investigated after the race, and Surtees losing out big time. Oh no. Pit stops for some of the drivers who've had mistakes. TomTom now chasing after the Williams. We will get DRS on lap 3. Not going to be the most useful, but we'll still see some overtaking attempts into turn 5. I think it's turn 5. Yeah, unless you call the kink turn 5 and the proper corner is turn 6. 7, 8, 9? I don't know anymore. Marty also fighting with TomTom in this battle for P2. There's also a battle going on for P5, just a second or so behind. Though that is going to turn into a wider battle for P2 if Domji can catch up a little bit. Adrian puts in the fastest lap of the race so far. He's on hard tyres, so we're going to bring up the details and look at that fairly even split. Mostly, anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers on mediums. And those drivers are both of the Alpines, Sork and Sherlock. The Unal and Pukin Elias have actually switched on to mediums from their start tyres. So I believe they probably started on hards. Potentially. Unfortunately, my hiccups have really distracted me as TomTom trying to go around the outside of Caster into turn 6 hasn't quite worked out. Marty was taking a bit of a look as well. And as these guys are fighting, that's going to just be allowing Adrian to pull further and further away. He won, I believe, his first race of the season last time out. Maybe not. Could be a bit mistaken. As it looks like Pookie is making a move on Parazod on the first DRS straight. No DRS down this straight, though. It's only a temporary straight. They should have had 4 DRS zones here, I think. Try and make it a little bit easier to overtake. TomTom's still got a little bit of work to do. DRS again as we go on to lap 4. And Caster now 3.1 seconds adrift as Jordan has managed to overtake Gladius down the straight. He is clawing back the positions, and Donchi crucially into the DRS zone of DRS margin of Marty ahead. So it's now turned into one great big DRS train. Might not be for long though, as TomTom taking advantage of perhaps a bit of energy usage and has managed to get past Caster for P2 and now can start chasing down Adrian. Of course, now that he's got Caster behind, it's going to be difficult to drop him. The DRS is useful for that, as we saw in the real-life Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz keeping Lando Norris in his DRS to defend from the 2 Mercedes. They may have not been teammates, but they were still teammates in all our hearts. Carl Lando is still the bromance of Formula 1. Jordan has lost a bit of touch as he's overtaken Domchi now for P5. Nicely done. 4 positions up from where he started now. He can now start chasing after Marty and bringing the fight to TomTom. Of course, Jordan aiming to try and finish ahead of TomTom here. Or at least within 2 points. Which would only really happen if they were right at the bottom of the scoring of the top 10. So if they were 9th and 10th maybe, then the championship would still well be alive. But at the minute, even if they're separated by just 1 position, they can, that would be the championship going in TomTom's favour. TomTom, obviously, not able to make a gap to the cars behind. Now they have the DRS, it is hard, very difficult to drop that DRS margin. Especially because Jordan is now on the tail end of it. That's the one advantage though, because he is at the end of this DRS train. It's going to be difficult for Jordan to make real progress unless he tries to make a dive bomb. It's not Unal, it's Unai. Has just picked up through a 3-second time penalty, the first man to do so. Brains into the pits. I think he's had a bit of a shocker. Has he lost a front wing? Yes, he has. He had a crash by himself. Adrian leading fairly comfortably with a 3.8 second lead. He's going to lap Brains then on lap 6. TomTom still holding on to P2. Marty looking a little bit closer to Caster, but not hugely close. And Jordan has actually lost a bit of time somewhere. He's outside of the DRS margin again. And he's not going to get the DRS down this straight. DRS kind of crucial because he's losing time now. He's lost 2/10 already just down this straight alone. And Domchi, oh, what's going on there? That's Brains just being lapped, ghosting. So I thought he was overtaking someone by going through them. Kind of. It's just lapping. Poor old Brains. Alas, he needed Pinky to help him, and Pinky was not there. Ooh, something's gone on here. The gap between Adrian and TomTom has closed by a second, so I wonder if Adrian's made a mistake somewhere. Don't see any damage on the Red Bull, so maybe he's just had a bit of an incident? Not sure what's going on, as Elias picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's probably about to get lapped too. And Caster under significant threat from Marty. This is a battle for P3 at the minute, and Caster, in his defense, is not getting the corners all that right. And that's actually broken the DRS to TomTom. This is exactly what TomTom needed, a squabble behind. The Haas trying to overtake the Williams has opened the door for TomTom to start pulling away. Exactly what he needs. A little bit of breathing room behind. Of course, TomTom right behind as well. Not TomTom, Jordan. As Marty uses a little bit of the overtake, goes around the outside, and takes P3 from the Williams. But now they have Jordan for company. Jordan gonna be absolutely rapid, but now that they've switched positions, maybe Caster is in more of a position to overtake Marty than Jordan is to overtake Caster. And Marty, to his credit, has managed to close the gap to TomTom. So this guy, not slow in the least, as it looks like the two Alpines are switching position. Domchi fighting with Hyrie, going side by side into turn what's it, and we've got Brains still sticking around. Still lapped. Under threat, Hyrie going for it up the inside. Can he take the position in this corner in the chicane? Not quite. DRS once again. Onto lap 9 now. Using a bit of that DRS to defend from the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, how about the front? Marty still within DRS of TomTom, closing a little bit. This could be interesting. I'm pretty sure this guy's just a reservist, but he is rapid. As Elias pulls into the pits to retire. Good man. And this is now definitely... I mean, look at the gaps between the field. 2.8 seconds between Adrian and TomTom. And then TomTom down to Jordan are fairly close together. And then it's 2.8 seconds between Jordan and Gladius. Domchi defending from Hyrie. And then it's 5 seconds to Sork behind, and another 5 seconds to Surtee, who has managed to recover to P10 so far. Hyrie still trying to get past Domchi here. And the gap between TomTom and Marty pretty close. What can Hyrie do? He's trying to go around the outside now of the chicane. Will it work? No, he's gone a little bit too deep. It's not worked out just yet. Gonna stick with this fight for now. Though Marty is gonna be a fight to watch as well. Gonna try the outside of turn 1. No, not quite. Not gonna be the opportunity, though he's turned it into the switchback. Going side by side, they bump wheels. And all this has meant that Domchi has fallen outside of DRS of his teammate. In P2, P2 and P3, Marty not able to get past. Hyrie, though, has finally managed to take the position from the Alpine, who goes wide. And now the two Alpines have become split. They are now the bread in an AlphaTauri sandwich. Sort of. You've got the Williams there as well. But technically the Williams is a lap down in 19th. And this is kind of a shame for Brains. I don't know what... Oh, he's going round again! Yeah, he's managed to keep it out of the wall. What a save. But yeah, it goes to show that this guy, the pace he has, quite rapid. Something's gone wrong with Marty. I think Marty and Caster have come together. I unfortunately wasn't paying attention. It's my bad. Oh, Marty going wide, hits the wall. Doesn't get a puncture, fortunately for him. But now, he was fighting for P2, and now he's in P5. What has happened here? And now TomTom has his championship rival behind. Now sure, at the minute, there's still technically... TomTom still will win the championship, but... Well, all Jordan needs to do is finish in front of TomTom to keep his championship hopes alive. I mean... I think... How can this go? Because there's 25 points between them in the championship at the minute. So they are a single race victory between them. Now, that's not really how it's gonna happen. I should have done the maths before this. But yeah, TomTom just needs to finish ahead of Jordan to secure the championship, really. Except, I think, if they're in their current positions, P2 and P3, and if Jordan picks up fastest lap, I think that will technically draw them going into the final round. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. There could still be a single point in it. Ugh. Maths. So so TomTom 18, let's say he gets 18 points from this. Currently P2. He gets 18 points. That will push him up to 268 points. Jordan gets P3. That's 15 points more. So that will push him to... bear with me, to 240 points. If I'm not mistaken. So, where does that put him? 240. What's the gap between that? I'm gonna have to check this. The gap between TomTom and Jordan. Hang on. If neither of them gets fastest lap, I'm gonna pull up the calculator on my phone. Oh, right, so 268. No, we've got it. I've pressed the wrong buttons. Hang on. So 250 plus 18, obviously 268. 225 plus 15, yeah, 240. So 268 minus 240, 28 points. So even if Jordan was to get fastest lap, he would still be 27 points behind TomTom, in which case TomTom's won the championship. Of course, the race isn't over yet. Jordan is 1.4 seconds behind TomTom. That gap has been sort of ebbing and flowing, but it's mostly ebbing. which I think means it's gradually getting smaller. Though he's lost a bit of time. I think TomTom might have just had a bit of a lock-up into the hairpin. Certainly hasn't hurt him. Jordan losing touch to TomTom here, and his hopes of the championship sort of slipping away, especially if Caster and Marty try and get back past. This could be quite the battle to watch. Marty, though, closer to Caster than Caster is to Jordan. And there's no real other fights on this circuit. All the other battles have petered out a bit. Though Hyrie is gradually catching Gladius for P6. So that's going to be a fight to watch. We're going to open up the telemetry as well. We'll get rid of the position changes at the minute. Marty has a lot of battery to play with. Caster does not. Jordan does not. TomTom, with a bit of space between him and Jordan behind, is gradually rebuilding his energy reserves. Adrian's been using a bit of his energy, but he's still got more than enough to defend if he needs to. So Marty is... he's getting a bit wrong! Oh. Lost a bit of time, and Caster briefly outside of the second margin. I'm wondering if Marty is cooking his tyres. Certainly that slide wouldn't have done his hards any favours. But yeah, he's going to need that energy at some point to try and overtake Caster, who has been able to hold on to the 1 second margin between him and Jordan, who has slipped to 2.1 seconds now behind TomTom. And that is his championship hopes sort of just fading away a tenth at a time. Of course, things can still change in the pit stops. Everyone down to P12 has not yet made a pit stop. So that's the leaders. Well, that's everyone bar P13 to 19 has made at least one pit stop. And we're not going to get a pit stop for a while yet, I believe. Caster still has the DRS on Jordan, though he's slipped out a little bit there at where the Singapore sling used to be. Oh, he's got a little bit wrong, and there's a yellow flag. That's Unai, who's had an incident, and he's gone into the runoff area, and he retires on track, and that could cause a safety car. And I thought for a moment he actually got into the what's it called? The runoff of turn 6, 7, and that he was so far off the circuit that it was putting up the sector, the yellow flags in the sector opposite. Fortunately, there is no safety car, but a bit reckless of Unai there. Oh, I thought, okay, that's just a bit of lag going on. I thought TomTom was having a bit of a moment. Hyrie getting very close. Oh, Surtees. Okay, he's not made an overtake. Well, kind of he has, but Domchi has pulled into the pits. He's the first of the leading 12 to make their pit stop. So this is certainly going to set the ball rolling. As Hyrie going to make a move? No, he just takes a little bit of a look. Decides against making the overtake. Especially because he doesn't have a huge amount of energy compared to Gladius ahead, who has just under 50% remaining. Marty has plenty of energy. Lots of energy. In fact, he's almost a full battery. Oh, but he's got it a bit wrong into the hairpin. Goes into the dirty side of the racing lot of the track. He's actually lost a lot of time there. Well, still had the DRS, but didn't use his energy to try and regain time. Odd. So, how are things going to fare at the top of the field? Adrian does not pit. TomTom does not pit. Jordan is going to bite the bullet, though. Into the pits he must go, as well as Marty. Right behind. Going to go for the undercut. I don't know how powerful it is around here. I would imagine reasonably so. New medium tyres for Jordan, and this is going to be where TomTom has to get his... well, put a boot in it. That's not the proper term. Put his foot down. And get one hell of an in-lap. Because he knows. Oh, there's been another retirement. That is a safety car! And that is disaster for Jordan. Let's look at the interval between TomTom and Jordan. Jordan, I think, has just lost this race. Just lost the championship right here. I don't know what happened with Brains. Oh, evidently he crashed. That's a free pit stop. And that is solidifying Caster in P3 as well. Jordan and Marty, if only they waited just a few seconds more, one more lap, they could. It's so unfortunate. So yeah, Adrian, TomTom, and Caster going to pit. They'd be stupid not to. Surtees is the lead Mclaren once again, though he's gonna pit and be overtaken by Jordan once more. Here comes Adrian then into the pits. Oh dear. He's gonna hold on to his lead as my camera's going weird. Oh, what the hell's going on there? Something's gone very, very wrong for Adrian. I think, no, it's just the game being very, very, very strange. As TomTom has to wait. No, maybe it's just more lag going on. Because he's still showing he's in the pits. He didn't have a penalty. What happened there? Why was he stuck in the pits all that time? What? What happened there? So TomTom just lost a position, seemingly because it wouldn't let him leave. I know that if this was a race proper, then he'd have to wait to let the car by, but I'm pretty sure we have ghosting on. What the hell was that? I need to see that replay from TomTom's perspective. Like, that makes no sense. Did it really just not let him leave? For no reason. Right, so TomTom's lost a position because the game is an arsehole. Thanks, game. It looked like Adrian was going to lose a position as well, because things were going very strange there. Like, it plonked him on the start-finish straight, and then suddenly he was in the pits again, so... You'd think they would have fixed some of these bugs by now. Right, so... Jordan and Marty have not lost out as much as I thought they would. Of course, everyone made a pit stop. So they've held on, just... yeah, maybe not as close as they would have preferred. And of course, with that pit stop bullshit, that means TomTom has lost a position. And yeah, I'm gonna call it as it is. That was That was total bullshit. I don't care if I'm swearing. Much worse things in the world than a bit of profanity. I mean, look at what's going on in Gaza and Israel at the minute. Not to mention Ukraine. Much worse things than me saying bullshit. So, yeah. So Biscuit, TomTom's teammate, down in P17th and last. I don't think he's going to be achieving much from there. Which also means the Constructors' Championship is not going to be decided. Because sure, TomTom is ahead of Jordan at the minute, but Surtees in the points. He's in P9. So that's currently 14 points for the Mclaren duo and 15 for TomTom. So that's going to return the gap at the minute to 20 points between Aston Martin and McLaren in the Constructors. But if Surtees can gain a few more positions, then that's going to close the gap even more. And if Biscuit continues to fail to perform, that could see the Constructors' Championship swing wildly. And McLaren could take the Constructors, even if TomTom takes the Drivers, which at the minute is still looking the most likely scenario. Fastest lap at the minute belongs to Pookie, who did that quite a while ago. We're going to see the lap times tumbling even more, I would imagine. Safety car in this lap as Biscuit catches up to the safety car train. Get rid of the telemetry, as everyone is more than likely going to have full batteries. So Adrian leading the pack away from Caster and TomTom. TomTom's going to have to defend from Jordan as Adrian, I thought it was going for it. Jordan getting very racy, trying to pull what Max Verstappen used to like to do. Adrian leaving it very late. Caster right up his diffuser and hugging that Red Bull as Adrian gets back underway. And this has been quite the reset we needed, as the race was looking rather boring. I don't think there's been any positional... Actually, no, there has been a positional change. Now, Pookie has just overtaken Sherlock for P14, but at the minute, no other changes. TomTom has the McLaren behind, though there is enough of a gap. Is Jordan going to make a move? Well, Hyrie is making a move, and Gladius, there's contact, a bit of wheel banging. No side pod glitch to save Gladius there. And Surtees trying to get past the other Alpine of Domchi, as Gladius has just picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Surtees taking a look on the inside of the Alpine. Getting very close. What can Surtees do? Can he make it to switch back? Can he get the traction? He has the softer tyres. He has the traction. He has the speed. He's got the inside, but not quite close enough. Oh, there's more wheel banging. Not the cleanest of overtakes, and they're still side by side, heading towards the final chicane. And with the inside of the first corner, but then the outside of the next, it's still Domchi in P8. Nicely done, as Adrian has reset the fastest lap benchmark at a 1:31.7. Surtees still going for it. Can he make it around the outside of turn 1? No, he has to go a little bit defensive around the outside of turn 3 now. And finally into P8 as Bengal picks up a 3-second time penalty for his trouble, but still fighting with Domchi. Ahead, Marty closer to Jordan than Jordan is to TomTom, as Pookie and Angel now switching positions. Hang on. I could swear I smell pasta. I think my housemate's cooking. Unless, I really hope it's not my computer. I don't think so. Computer is not running that hot. But I could swear I smell pasta. It smells quite nice. Anyway, where was I? Before I went on my pasta tangent. At least I didn't go on a sandwich tangent this time. The gap between Marty and Gladius, 2.1 seconds. That means Hyrie could take the second Alpine any moment now. There's been a spin. Bengal. No, it's not a huge spin. He's just lost some positions. Down to P14. That has promoted his teammate into P10 now. Fighting for P9. And DRS now enabled. And Caster within the DRS of Adrian. So Adrian's has not been able to pull away his lead under threat. Meanwhile, TomTom, I think he's got to put that glitch behind him and still continue fighting. Try and hold on to the DRS, but it looked like he was actually a little bit slower than the Williams there. Maybe only able to match the Williams. So this could be quite crucial. Of course, I need to do the maths for if Jordan overtakes TomTom. So, I mean, with... Hang on. Okay. Let's do the maths again. I'm going to try and keep an eye on things. Gaps are still pretty close. Right, so... 250... Let's say they finish 3rd and 4th here. 250... plus 12 would be 262. And then 225 plus 15, 240. So, 262 minus 240 equals 22. So there would, even if... Hang on, I think I've got the maths slightly wrong there. In fact, no. So yeah, even if TomTom was to pick up fastest lap, the championship would still go into the next round, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I think I've got the maths slightly wrong there. Because there's only 3 points. If TomTom made it 13 points, 250 plus 13 is 263. And then 225 plus 15 is 240. 263 minus 240. Oh, then apparently it's 15,000. No. 23. So yeah, all Jordan needs to do is finish ahead of TomTom, and even it would be different if they were leading the race, but at the minute they're just sort of in the podium positions, sort of. I mean, TomTom was cheated. The game decided not to let her out. At least that's how it looked for me. There could have been a legitimate reason. Maybe it was completely different on TomTom's screen. But from where I was standing, it looked like he was given a penalty after he'd already served the pit stop. So, yeah, that's irritating. The top 5, meanwhile, have nicely pulled away from Gladius, who is under threat from a resurgent Sergi. Oh, he's taking a lot of looks. Gladius closing the door. P4 and P7 for the McLarens. 12 points and 6 points. So that's 18 points. So that is closing the gap by another 3 points over Aston Martin. And will bring the Constructors' Championship to the final round. because Biscuit has not been able to make the same progress as Surtees has, and that's looking like potentially a bit of dangerous defending from Gladius. Didn't get the greatest look, but Gladius might have moved over in the middle of the road there. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to call him out, because maybe my eyes will have deceived me, but maybe Surtees just got caught off guard, maybe Gladius moved under braking, but with DRS, once again, and, well, very dead battery as well, Surtees not able to make the position. He's trying to attack, and it's just not working out. Someone else who's been trying to attack. Oh, Sork retires. He's done so in the pits, so we're not going to get a safety car. But yeah, someone else who's losing out is Surtees going for another look. He's just not able to make it stick, because he just doesn't have the energy. He's got to retain a bit of battery. Try and hold on to the DRS under pure driving pace alone. Try and pick up some battery, because Gladius will be able to defend whenever he feels like it. Oh, looks like wall bangs for Surtees and Hyrie. Meanwhile, Caster has lost touch to Adrian a little bit. Bengal has retired. He's done so right there. He's crashed, I think. But we might not get another safety car. I think we've managed to get away with that. So Caster... Oh! I thought that was Adrian pulling into the pits all of a sudden. That was strange. But yeah, Caster's lost touch to Adrian, which means no more DRS, which means TomTom going to be able to close the gap and potentially retake second place, which would certainly secure the championship for TomTom. There's about 6 laps of the race remaining, maybe 7 if I get my maths right. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, that's 7 laps. And TomTom, using a wealth of energy, he's got plenty of it, and finally retakes the second place that was robbed from him through the pit stops. And now he has a bit of a buffer in the form of a Williams to Jordan behind. This is the ideal scenario now, because Caster's going to be trying to do his best to get back past. Oh, there's been a spin for Pookie. I think it's a spin. Indeed it is, and that's quite unfortunate. And Biscuit, 7.3 seconds off of P10. I wonder, what can he do from there? Could he maybe pick up a token point? Keep Aston Martin's championship hopes alive? Because TomTom, now P2, I think that's going to be equal into the... Oh, Big Six retires now, and we have a safety car! What's going on there? Big Six, I think, has done exactly what Bengal did, and that is a very... That's come out of nowhere, and that is Marty into the pits. Everyone else ahead stayed out. Gladius also into the pits. This could be disastrous for the leading quad. Pits for everyone below. It's going to be a double stack for the Alpines. Soft tyres. And this is going to be a game changer. Without a doubt. Potentially, at least. I mean, oh yeah, this is really bad for actually the 6 drivers, I think. Actually, no. Hang on. Tires? Yeah, the leading 4. Parazol doesn't pit either. He's on 10-lap-old softs. Oh dear. Oh dear. This Adrian has just lost this race, I think. The safety car came out at the just after they passed the pit lane. So the gap behind them is now going to be shrinking whilst they got the safety car in front. This is... this is so disappointing. All 4 of these drivers have driven so well, and now they've got no choice but to stay out and see these tyres through to the end. Because Marty and Gladius are going to be rapid, as is Surtees. The Gladius, of course, has a penalty. Parazod is going to be a bit of a roadblock because his tyres are ancient. Are the leaders going to pit? We'll see. Are they... I imagine they're going to stay out, yeah. They're going to stay out. Got no choice. There's just not enough time. Space behind. They'd be throwing away their race. They've all driven so well. Which means Jordan's going to be the first to lose out here. He's going to lose to Marty very quickly, I would imagine. But this could still go either way. For all we know, TomTom and Jordan could both end up outside the points. Which would be very, very strange, because then we'd have a sort of Azerbaijan 21 situation. Or Monza 21 situation almost, where the 2 championship protagonists didn't score. Which would once again take the championship into the final round, albeit still 25 points between them. So we'd have the exact same scenario playing out just 1 week later. Where is it actually? I'm gonna check quickly if I can get this thing to work. Next round is going to be Interlagos. So... Oh, Sir Parazod has picked up a 5-second penalty for a collision. Eh? And Gladius... What? With Surtees? But he's behind. What? Well, safety car is in this lap. And you can imagine that Adrian's probably going to leave it late again. He kind of has to, though, because the safety car is still on the straight ahead of him. Yeah, these 4 drivers are going to start plummeting. And at the minute, Marty looks in best position to take the race victory here. I think what's happened here is I think Gladius and Surtees were the other way around, and they've made contact that way. I'm not sure. Anyway, Adrian guns it just before the final corner, and we have 28, 29, 30, 31. That's 4 laps remaining. And Caster under threat from Jordan, and Jordan making the dive bomb, but that's forced him off track. And that's going to open the door for Marty, who on the soft tyres is now... Oh no, there's been a crash behind Parazod. Goes off, spears into the wall. I don't think we're going to get another safety car. He's managed to keep it going. But now Marty into P4, trying to make the move around the outside. And he's going to have the traction and the grip. Caster and Jordan losing out already, and Jordan, I think, has had a spin, potentially. No, he's just losing out massively. That's the championship done for Jordan. Almost certainly. He's been overtaken by his teammate. TomTom now, trying to desperately hold on. If he can. There's no way he can hold on. This is gonna be one hell of a spectacular defeat. Look at this, it just sails around at the inside. And now Marty chasing after the long-time race leader, Adrian. There's nothing Adrian can do here. That was such a cruel safety car. And now it's looking like a Haas is going to win. Which would be insane if this was real life. Not so much here, because everyone's equal cars. And of course, if this was a real life fight, yeah. Well, if it was the real life fight, then I wouldn't be surprised if the Haas was fighting with a Red Bull here at Singapore. Oh, getting a bit too close for comfort. TomTom managing to hold on to P3. Jordan, though, P9. That is his championship completely done. TomTom, champion-elect. As it stands. And the Constructors' Championship still going Aston Martin's way at this minute. Because, well, he's going to be gaining 3 more points than McLaren. But he's going to start losing positions because Gladius and Surtees are right behind. And they've still got 2 laps left to go. It's going to be very, very difficult for TomTom to keep these guys behind, as there has been the change of position at the front. Marty has overtaken Adrian. It's happened. I wasn't paying attention, but it was inevitable. So Adrian, I'm sure, did his best, but there's nothing he could have done. And TomTom is about to lose positions 3 and 4 to Gladius and Surtees. Surtees having one hell of a comeback here, as Gladius into the podium positions, chasing after Adrian now. And DRS enabled. Won't get it down this straight, but we will for the next one. Can Surtees make the dive bomb on TomTom? Potentially. Quite potentially. Pookie might get a cheeky point here. Biscuits into the points as well, thanks to his being able to pit. So it won't be all and end all for the Aston Martin duo, as Sherlock has retired. Pulls into the pit lane. Surtees with the DRS. Is he? No, he's not going to take a look. He's going to wait until the final lap, potentially. I mean, they both got the DRS. And Gladius not closing on Adrian as quickly as he would like. Marty, 2.5 seconds ahead of Adrian, who is 1.2 seconds ahead of Gladius. That gap not falling as quickly as I would have expected. And of course, Gladius, I keep forgetting, has a 3-second penalty. Caster has a 5-second penalty. Pookie has a 3-second penalty. So Jordan still stands to gain points here, potentially. He just has to hold on to the drivers in front, and he can get P9, because currently he's P11. And Surtees right behind TomTom. It's deal or no deal. He's used up all of his energy, but it doesn't matter. He's able to sail up the inside and take P4 from TomTom as if it was taking candy from a baby. Marty takes fastest lap of the session of the Grand Prix on the final penultimate time of asking, which means he will take maximum points in what I'm pretty sure is his first race for the league. Gladius has used up all of his energy, as has Adrian, but Gladius with the 3-second penalty means that he is going to potentially lose P3 to Surtees here. I mean, even if he overtakes Adrian, he's still going to lose P2. So Adrian has done one hell of a job, as Caster overtaken by Jordan. They are on the same tyres, still battling it out. But that has cost them, and Pookie, 3 seconds ahead, is going to manage to hold on to P9 here. Biscuit is going to take 4 points and P8 for Aston Martin, which is more than he could have hoped for at the beginning of this race when he ended up dead last. TomTom in P5. It's going to be 14 points for Aston Martin and the constructors. 13 points for McLaren, so it's going to return the gap in the constructors to 1 point as Marty takes victory in his first time of asking. You can see here that he was wiggling the wheel in delight. Gladius' penalty actually promotes TomTom up to P4, but it didn't really matter. TomTom will take his first maybe it's the first championship? I don't think so. He takes the championship regardless, in what turned into a disaster for Jordan at the very end. Driver of the day for Surtees. He did have a good recovery after having a spin after 1 or 2 laps. But yes, there you go. Martin, after getting very lucky with the safety car, wasn't the fastest on pace, but in the end, he was able to get the soft tyres on before everyone else. That safety car really hurt Adrian, Tom, Caster, and Jordan, but it mostly hurt Caster and Jordan, as Adrian and Tom were able to hold on somewhat. Adrian managing to take P2, which is not a bad place to go. Right, so I'm going to start doing some more maths and see how things are going in the constructors, because Mclaren, with Surtees taking P3, thanks to Gladius's penalty, that's 16 points. Aston Martin, 12, and, 16. So, they're going in equal then. No points gained. Things have stayed exactly the same going into the final round in terms of the Constructors' Championship, but in the Drivers' Championship, there is no equal. There's no way for Jordan to catch now. He has had a terrible race. Tom takes the championship by quite some margin. There is nothing that can be done anymore. At least I don't think so. Unless Interlagos is a sprint race. So, yeah, someone needs to tell me. I don't think my chat's working, so I'm gonna... Let's see. Has someone been saying anything to me? Nope. No one since F1 Chum asked, who do you think will win today? So do let me know if the next round is going to be a sprint race, because that could still change things. Let me just ask. Is final round a sprint? Oh, thanks. Thanks for being... Caps lock was on. Yeah, there we go. That's how things have shaped up. I do believe that is Tom more or less safe in the championship, because he gained 12 points to Jordan's 1. So even if Jordan managed to pick 4 points in a sprint weekend, I still think Tom would essentially be champion. Yeah, no one's telling me. I don't think... I guess we'll see how things turn out at the final time of asking. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Next Friday for Assetto Corsa Competizione. And next week for the final round of Season 4 of Huts Gaming F1 League. One championship is more or less decided. The other, well... still got a bit of room to go. It's not quite decided, because the what's it called? The Constructors, still 19 points between Aston Martin and McLaren. It's gonna be quite the race, I assure you. Until then, though, until next time, thank you very much for watching, and good night.